Hi Aries, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-September 2024 love reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, source will be in front of us to what I call the bridge and the gap spread and the way it works. We'll look at the past, present, and future energies between you and the main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some more cards as well for some additional insight. After the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And keep in mind, it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left is your energy and the cards on the right is the other person's. If you feel like it's the way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have fertility. So this is the equivalent of the Empress in traditional tarot. And to me, this says that they probably made you feel pretty good in the past. You know, you might have felt like you could see yourself going the distance with this person, right? But there was probably a decent romantic quality to the connection that you might have actually felt really comfortable with in the past. And for some of you, maybe this was around Leo season when you might have met this person, given that we see the lion in the background. All right, past energy on their side, we have the Six of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like this is saying that in the past, they definitely were trying to come forward, right, and be giving. But I feel like their ultimate goal was to have a very balanced connection. And but yeah, I feel like this is saying that they definitely came across in a light, playful way with you and made you feel comfortable in the past. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Five of Cups. So this is Scorpio energy here, points to an energy of disappointment. So yeah, it looks like for whatever reason, you know, you might feel like there are other people involved, right? So maybe you feel like the hopes that you had for this to become a stable commitment, maybe you feel like that's not quite what it seemed on the surface, right? So it could be one of those things where maybe you're starting to think that this person viewed it as more of a casual thing. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Five of Wands. So yeah, so this could definitely be a contributing factor, right? If we just look at the artwork here, we see the masculine figure with multiple feminine figures. But with this card in particular, what always stands out to me is the way that they have the flowers behind their back, which to me shows that they have a desire to really just settle down with one person, right? But their issue might be that they're not very clear about that, right? So, for example, if they never expressed to you that, hey, I'd like to be in a one-to-one connection, and the next thing you see, they're out flirting with multiple people, right? You wouldn't connect those dots. So that could be where they get in their own way in that regard. But I could see that that's probably what has you feel like the chances of this relationship getting off the ground might be a little slim. Right, future energy on your side, we have the Queen of Arrows. So this is Libra energy here. We do see Venus on the card as well. So yeah, it could just be one of those things, maybe even pointing to the timeline of Libra season, which is coming up pretty soon. But to me, this says that you'll be back in a receptive energy again, right? So still, I feel like you'll still be desiring this person, but I feel like you'll just more likely wait for them to make the approach, right? So there's the interest there that you'll have, but you won't necessarily be forthright about that interest. Right, and future energy on their side, we have the Devil. So yeah, so this could just be saying that at this time they, or in the near future anyway, they'll most likely just want to have a lot of attention on them, because we do see that the way this person's standing in the spotlight. Right, so it could just be one of those things where at this current stage you might just want a lot of attention on them, and maybe that's even their toxic trait in that regard, right? If we look at the artwork, we see looks like her ankles are chained up. Well, I don't know why I won't focus there, but yeah. So it could just be one of those things where you might come to that realization about this person too, which is to say that, okay, maybe their main thing is they just like a lot of attention. So where I could see this potentially playing out for some of you. So for example, the Empress is usually a very receptive energy, right? She's not going to go after something. She'd rather things come to her. And then in the past, we see they wanted a balanced connection, right? So maybe they were very giving in the past, and that was exactly what you were looking for in that Empress energy, right? So it seemed like a good match at that point. But if they ultimately were expecting reciprocation in that regard, maybe that's what led to them to keep looking, right? Like, okay, I enjoyed giving this person attention, writing compliments, whatever else, right? Gifts, whatever the case may be. But they had this underlying expectation that that would be reciprocated. But if you were just staying in a more receptive energy, hoping to get more from this person and not necessarily have to reciprocate, that could have been what threw things off out of balance in a connection for some of you. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but I could at least see that's one way it could be playing out looking at all the cards here. But bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Strength card. So this is actually the Major Arcana card for Leo. So yeah, at the very least, it says that the passion seems to be high between the two of you, that you definitely have a strong physical attraction to this person at the very least. And again, more Leo symbolism, right? So maybe this is saying you guys met during the Leo season, or that's when the attraction started to bubble up at least, but that's what I see with that. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Hangman. So yeah, it could just be one of those things. So even if they mean well, right, like that could be their hangup, is that they do like a lot of attention. So yeah, maybe ideally they'd like it from one person, right? Like we said here, we see their desire for the balance. There we see the flowers to me symbolizing that they'd like to settle down with one person, but at the same time, if they feel like, oh, I'm not getting it, they're just gonna go out and flirt with multiple people, right? And that could be something that maybe they haven't come to the realization on how that could cause confusion with others, right? So that's what I see with that. All right, moving on to the Oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Love Oracle card deck. Just looking for a single card here. I'll take a jumper if I get it while I'm shuffling, but if not, I'll put the deck down and we'll pull a card that way. All right, so we'll put the deck down, and like I said, what we'll do is we'll just cut the deck and pull a card that way. So we'll take this one. Let me get this out of the way, and we'll do the same thing with the Wisdom of the Oracle deck as well. So we're just going to shuffle this. If we get a jumper, we'll take it. If not, we'll pull a card that same way. All right, so I'll put this deck down now. And like I said, we'll do the same thing. We'll just cut the deck, pull a card that way. We'll take this one. Let me get this out of the way now. And we'll take a look at the Messages of Love card first. All right, we have a lesson. It says this person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. So interesting message there, because in some ways I could see that playing out for either side. Like I said, it seems like this person's thing is they do desire a committed connection, right, where they feel like it's very reciprocal. But like we said, at the same time, they don't make that clear necessarily, right? So, oh, this person's not reciprocating the level of attention I gave them, so I'm just going to go seek it somewhere else, right? And then naturally, it'd be reasonable for someone to think, oh, I guess they're just not interested in settling down. So they could get in their own way in that regard. And then from your side, right, maybe there is a need to look at the give and take balance, right? Like, are you comfortable just always receiving and not necessarily giving, which is weird, right? That's not normally how Aries energy operates, but I can see how that could be playing out for some of you anyway. And then from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, we have By the Book. Get it to focus. There we go. There's the artwork, and the number is 11. We'll see what this has to say. All right, the relationship message says getting along with others entails understanding and respecting who they have become as a result of their environment, culture, and experience. Find a middle ground that allows the relationship to flourish while honoring the individuality of the other person. Play things by the book instead of trying to break the rules or pressure others to conform to the way you want to do them. Your connection will deepen as a result. Yeah, interesting there, right? Because I definitely didn't see anything, you know, nefarious going on their side. Like I said, it seems like they do have the good intention, but they could get in their own way. And then, like we said on your side, maybe there is a need to balance the give and take in the situation. But it does seem like the message I take from that is that a little understanding could go a long way for both of you, right? So, for example, if maybe they do need a little more from you, and if you're willing to give that, that'd be great. And then on their end, if they need to be more clear about, hey, yes, I do want this, and that can help on their end. So, hope it resonated with you guys. Wrap up the panel. See you all next month. All right, bye.